Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to get inside the head of Pulitzer Prize-winning author Richard Powers to tackle a huge question for any writer, or really any reader: what is it that makes writing feel truly alive?
Powers has this incredible idea that stories are our ultimate tool for change. Why? Because they don't just talk to our brains, they grab us by the heart. They move us. So how on earth do they do that? Well, it all starts at the most fundamental level you can imagine. Believe it or not, the entire life of a story begins at the smallest possible scale, the individual sentence. For Powers, every single word and the way you arrange those words matters profoundly. Okay, check out this sentence from his novel, The Overstory. The words are pretty simple, right? Each child's tree has its own, but then bam, excellence. Who saw that coming? That one unexpected word totally elevates the idea of a simple tree into something noble, something with its own special kind of virtue. And right there, he's revealing the secret sauce. See, as you read, your brain is like this little prediction machine, constantly guessing what word comes next. A great writer knows this. They play with that expectation. They set you down one path, and then they swerve, creating this little jolt of surprise that makes the language just pop off the page. The structure of a sentence can even act things out. For example, you can build a sentence to hide its main point until the very end, forcing you to wait, holding your breath. You start with all the descriptive stuff, way back, across the yard, near the fence, and the sentence itself is creating a sense of distance and hiding before it finally reveals what's happening. She hid. It's brilliant. So, okay, once you've got these living, breathing sentences, what do you build with them? Well, you build characters. And Powers has this amazing analogy for how to do it right. He calls it the character onion. Think about it. You start with the outer layer, the easy stuff you can see, the physical traits, like a green shirt. Then you peel that back, and you get to their mannerisms, how they act. You know, maybe they're the kind of person who questions everything you say. And finally, you peel back one more layer, and you reach the core, their deepest, most fundamental values, things like honesty or perseverance. It's so powerful because it's exactly how we get to know people in real life, slowly, layer by layer. And here's the crucial point. A character isn't just a static list of traits. Real life and great stories are born in the moment when a character's deepest core values are put to the ultimate test.
This is where the drama comes from. This is the engine. You take the things a character holds most dear, their core values, and you engineer a situation where they are forced to choose between them. You create an absolutely impossible situation.
Let's make this real. Imagine a character whose entire identity is built on two things: unflinching honesty and unwavering loyalty. Now, what happens when their best friend does something just awful? All of a sudden, those two core values are at war with each other. So what do? Do they tell the truth and betray their friend? Or do they protect their friend and betray their own code of honesty? That choice, right there, that impossible conflict, that's the fuel for a story you just can't put down.
And Powers explains that this kind of drama can play out on three totally different escalating levels, taking us from inside our own heads all the way out to the entire planet.
First up, you have the internal battle, the psychological novel. This is the war that happens inside a single mind, just like our character who's being torn apart by the choice between honesty and loyalty. Then we zoom out a bit to the interpersonal drama. This is your classic sociological or political novel. It's what happens when two people with clashing core values run right into each other. Think about someone who values personal freedom above all else, arguing with someone who values social equality above all else. Sparks are going to fly. And finally, we zoom out to the largest scale you can think of, the metaphysical drama. This is the story of all of humanity, with our goals and our desires going up against a living planet that might be totally indifferent to us, or maybe even hostile.
So when you can weave all these levels of conflict together, a story becomes so much more than entertainment. It actually gains the power to fundamentally change how we see everything.
You know, it's funny. The secret is hiding right there in the word itself. Emotion comes from the Latin word emovere, which literally means to move out. Stories create emotion in us, and that feeling literally moves us out of our current state of being. It moves us to feel, think, and even act in a new way. And get this isn't just some vague theory. It's been shown in scientific studies. Reading fiction is basically an empathy workout. When you read, you're constantly asking, what if I were that person in that impossible situation? You are literally training your brain to understand other people. And that practice doesn't just stay on the page, it spills out into the real world, making us more likely to connect with and help the actual people around us.
Just listen to that. Through a story, Powers can give a voice to the non-human world. He allows us to actually see and feel the consciousness of something as huge and seemingly silent as a forest. He makes us feel its life.
And that's the key difference. We can all read a scientific paper about how trees communicate through their roots and think, that's interesting. We get it intellectually. But a story lets us experience that knowledge emotionally. It makes us feel the weight and truth of it until it becomes a part of our own values.
So, there it is. We've seen the whole journey of how writing becomes alive. It's this amazing process of construction, a kind of magic built from the ground up, starting with one single word, building to a sentence, then to a character, then into a dramatic conflict, until you have a narrative that can hold the entire planet and our place in it.
And that really is the ultimate gift a story can give us. It's a new way of seeing. It leaves us with a final, powerful challenge. The next time you're sure of what you're looking at, whether it's on a page, or another person, or the world around you, look harder.